Okay, I'm here today with a man that's got a pretty sad story, and I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we'll go from there.
All right.
Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Gerald Trahan, and I'm from Duson, Louisiana, Duson, Louisiana. And I come out of my crawfish pond with my two dogs, my hunting dogs. I had a golden retriever and a rat terrier. And I put them in the truck, and I had caught like 3 sacks of crawfish. I decided to go to my friend's house and see if he wanted some, because I didn't have anybody buying them that day. So I went to his house, and when I opened my door to get out to talk to him, he was in the yard, and my two dogs got out and went in the grass to use the bathroom, which they did all summer long. I helped him plant his rice, and I helped him plow his field to get his crawfish ponds going. And he got one right across the street from his house.
Hey, so I got a question.
So
I got a question there. So,
yes,
so you said that it was your friend, and you knew him, and your dogs had been to his house before.
yeah, my dog's been there about 30, 40 times during the summer while we planted the rice and plowed the field. They stay in my truck all the time. They ride with me everywhere. Everybody knows it.
All right. So go ahead.
So so when I got through talking to him, he said he didn't want any crawfish, but he knew somebody that might want some. So I just told him to give my number to them, and they'll call me at the house. Meanwhile, I'll go back to the house and put the crawfish in the shade and water them down, keep them cool in case somebody wanted them. Well, I decided to leave. I got back in my truck, and when I got about a couple of blocks down the road, I realized that there wasn't in the back of the truck. So I stopped on the middle of the road, and I called him. And I said, my dog got down while we were talking to you, and I'm going back to pick him up. And he said, I just shot a dog. What he meant to say, he shot both dogs. My golden retriever was laying in a big old pile of blood. When I got there, he was shot. He was shot in the head. I couldn't find my Rat Terrier. I figured he might have ran off after he heard the shot. So I picked up my golden, put him behind the truck, and I brought him home. And then I dialed 911 so the police department can come and see what happened. And one of my friends went back to his house and got to looking around and found my Rat Terrier shot in the back, and the bullet come out the stomach and was just laying in the bushes on the side of his house. Looks like he might have chased the dog around the house and shot it. And my golden retriever had a big old hole in his head where he shot him point blank. And so we had to file a charge.
So I got some questions.
Yes, sir.
In your statement, I got your statement. I read your statement. In your statement, he said that he thought they were the neighbor's dogs.
That's exactly what he told me.
And that, I guess that's supposed to make it okay. I meant to shoot the dogs, but I didn't mean to shoot your dogs.
Exactly. And I told him, I said, I can't believe you shot my golden retriever. He said, that's your dog? I thought that was the neighbor's dog. Well, his neighbor is his aunt. And she's got a couple of dogs, but they don't look anything like my dog. Not even close.
So he thought he thought he was shooting his aunt's dog. That's even worse. So
that's exactly what he told me.
So you called the police. What happened after that?
The 3 police cars came to my house and said, well, I know from being around those kind of dogs are not aggressive dogs. So he ain't going to say that those dogs tried to attack him. I said, oh, no. I'll tell you exactly what happened. When my dog realized I wasn't there, he thought I was in the house. He come sat at the door about 8 feet away and just stared at the door, thinking that I was going to open that door any minute. But when the door opened up, he come out and shot my dog right in the head when he was sitting right in front of the door, probably. Because that's where I found it, just in a pile of blood right in front of the door, you know. And then that's probably when the Rat Terrier ran away, and he ran after him around the house and shot him in the back, shot her in the back.
That's horrible. So what did the police say?
Police said, I can't believe this happened.
I can't
This
either.
is your friend? He probably said, he probably never seen your dog before. He said, my dog's been there for the last two months. Every day we go mess around with the tractors and the dog is running around in the field and stuff is fun and I bring them every day. I don't leave the house without them. When I grab my truck keys, they're all ready to go. They want to get in that truck and go ride, you know. They're hunting dogs. And
Right.
And it shocked them that somebody would do something like that to somebody that knew my dog. You know, there's no mistaking that golden retriever with another kind of dog. They on every damn commercial on TV. I mean, that's how much people love them dogs.
Right. So you
And my Rat
gave
Terrier just,
so you gave the police a statement.
I gave the police a statement, told them exactly what happened. I went a couple of blocks and realized that the dog wasn't in the truck. And I turned around. I wasn't gone 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Well, the police wrote me a ticket for not having a leash around my dog. And I said, well, in 5 minutes, both dogs are dead. I don't think a leash would have done any good.
So I got a question. When did this happen?
This happened, let's see, February the 27th.
February the 27th. And they gave you a ticket for not having the dog on a leash.
On a leash.
What'd they do for him?
Right. When they wrote, he was supposed to get animal cruelty, but he didn't get it. He didn't get animal cruelty. He's been arrested before for all field theft, selling drugs around school zones, and other kind of stuff. And he never gets charged. They always, when he goes to court, they dismiss it. They just throw it out of court. I think Louisiana came up with a law, but I don't know if anybody's going to do anything about it. But cruelty to animal law, you know, just shooting dogs that's not even trying to harm you or nothing.
So what did they
just there.
There is a cruelty to animals law. So what did they charge him with?
They charged him for one count of this animal cruelty or what it was. I didn't really get the report, but I think they only charged him for one dog, I believe. One count. He should have been charged for 2 counts. You know, still, that sad part about it is heartbreaking. Just being a wife crying for weeks at a time, crying. I get up at midnight, make a pot of coffee, pour me a big cup, and go walking. I could not believe it. Even go back to my crawfish pond, and when I get ready to close my door, I'm waiting for them to come along the levee like they normally do. They get in the pond, and they're not there. You know, it kills me. It just hurts me. Like losing a family member.
I'm blown away at the fact that he did it, and then I'm blown away at the fact they wrote you a ticket for not having a leash.
Yeah. I called the sheriff's department to go ahead and say the lease, the fine, and he said the ticket hadn't arrived at his office yet. It's not in the system just yet. So that was last week. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen this coming week. You know.
Well, maybe
maybe
it'll never arrive.
Maybe not. I'll have to go talk to the district attorney or somebody. And I've been talking to a lot of animal activists, you know, like yourself, and you know, and this is horrible. Did you see the pictures of my dog?
Yes, sir, I did, and they're horrible pictures. I can't share them. They won't. social media is not going to let me share the pictures. I have a Rumble account and I'll put them on Rumble, but the pictures are horrible. They're just horrible.
Oh my God. Yes, it hurts my heart every time I see them. And
So I got a question for you. You said
yes,
you've
sir.
talked to a bunch of people. Have you talked to a lawyer?
I talked to the assistant DA in Lafayette.
He's not your lawyer.
No,
Matter of fact, he's
no,
okay with. Matter of fact, he's okay with punishing you with a leash ticket. He's not your lawyer. I mean, have you talked to a lawyer?
No, sir, I didn't.
Because I believe you have a legal claim against the person that shot your dog. I believe that he owes you a lot of money.
Yeah, I raised that dog from a puppy.
But you need to talk to a lawyer that's licensed in Louisiana about your case, because I'm pretty sure that he owes you some money.
Yeah, it ain't gonna bring the dog back, but at least
It'll make him think twice about it. And he should have a felony charge. He should be charged with felony cruelty to animals, in my opinion, based on what you've told me. But I don't have all the information. I've got what you told me, and I don't have any reason to think you would lie, but I don't know what his statement is. I don't know what the circumstances between him deciding to shoot the dog were, but it doesn't sound good. I'm going to leave it at that.
the reason he wants to shoot the neighbor's dog, and I told him that too. He said, the reason I want to shoot the neighbor's dog because they're coming tearing up my trash. But when I talked to the neighbor, she said, my dog don't go out running loose or nothing, because I know how he is. I said, well, I'll tell you what, if your dog don't come out loose, it's raccoons that's coming from the crawfish farm digging around in the trash, and they're pretty good at that.
Yeah, trash.
We
call them trash pandas for a reason, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. Bandits, yep. That's exactly right. So that's the first thing I thought of. That's raccoons that's coming at night. They'll tear everything up. They'll dig through every piece of paper you got, paper bag or whatever, you know.
So how old is this guy that shot your dogs? Roughly?
I'd say he's about 40.
He's 40. And you're how old?
Sir?
And how old are you?
I'm 76.
Will you do me a favor?
Yes, what's that?
Will you make an appointment and go talk to a lawyer and tell him what happened? Most of them will give you a free consultation. And tell him that you want to sue this guy. You want to make sure that he goes home broke. Does he own that house he lives in? You said he was helping him plant rice and do ponds. Maybe he could just sign it all over to you.
Yeah, these people, that's another thing. These people got a lot of stroke and they got a lot of money.
Well,
these people ain't broke. They got a lot of land, a lot of equipment, a lot big brick house, shop, everything.
Well, I want you to, I tell people all the time, you need to talk to a lawyer. You need to find out what your rights are, and you need to make sure you exercise them. The lawyer might talk to you and look at your case and say, no, we don't have anything. But he might look at you and say, yeah, we got something here. You said you talked to the assistant district attorney. What did they say?
They couldn't believe it.
But are they going to prosecute the guy? That's the question. Are they going to prosecute him?
Well, all the other stuff he's been in trouble with, they never done nothing. So, in fact, my neighbor said, they ain't going to do that for nothing. He's been in worse trouble than that. They never done him nothing. They know somebody. They know somebody pretty high up, you know.
Well, Monday morning, I want you to call around. If you have trouble with it, I want you to get somebody you trust to help you. And I want you to talk to some attorneys. I want you to talk to some attorneys. I want you to find out what they say.
Well, exactly what I told you.
I want you
you all ago is exactly what happened.
I want you to tell the attorney that you're interested in suing him civilly for loss of your dog, emotional distress, whatever. And see what the attorneys say, and talk to a couple of them. Don't just talk to one, talk to a couple of them. And if any of them say that they're willing to take your case, we're going to see if we can't get you some money to help you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
My
wife had breast cancer and turned around. Now she's got COPD and emphysema, and she's on oxygen. And it really took a toll on us, just having her that way. And then I just couldn't sleep. I ain't slept in 3 weeks. You know, finally got a little sleep last week, please. You know,
if
things ain't right.
I realize it won't bring your dog back, but if somebody there in Louisiana in your area had a golden retriever dog that they wanted to give you, would you take it?
I talked to a guy in was it Amy? He was stuck on. I just talked to him about an hour ago. He's stuck on the I-10 bridge, that Chapala River Bridge, Chapala Basin Bridge.
I've been across it.
I called him. Was that? Yeah. I called him, and me and him got to talking, and he said, "You ain't gonna believe where I'm at." I said, "Where's that at?" Amy? He said, "Nope. I'm on the Chapala Basin Bridge, chasing the sun, and we've been here for about an hour, and it ain't moving." I said, "You know, you don't cross that Chapala Basin Bridge until you stop at a store and get a six-pack or something, because you might be there a while.
And there ain't nowhere to go. And there ain't nowhere to go either."
No. Shit, they've had people jump off that bridge. Got so hot, they jumped off the bridge in the water. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, boy.
What do gators think about that, though?
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of them in there.
Yeah, I'm going to get off this bridge and get in there with the gators. So, look, I got to wrap it. Yeah.
I figured you better off, huh?
Yeah, I got to wrap this. I got to wrap this thing up, man. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, sir. I appreciate the call. Thank you so much for your help.
All right, one more time. Give me your name.
My name is Gerald Trahan.
Spell that last name for me, Gerald. Gerald, spell your last name for me.
Trahan. Trahan.
Trahan. See, you said it so fast that us folks with this southeastern United States accent, we can't understand it.
It's Trahan.
And what's the name of this? What's the name of the city you're in Louisiana?
Duson. Duson.
Duson, Louisiana. All right.
Starts with a D. Duson.
All right. Well, you got my number on the caller ID there. Don't say it out loud, but you got my number there on the caller ID. Call me back Monday. Yes, call me back Monday, or get your friend that messaged me to message me again. Tell me what the lawyer said.
We'll do it, buddy. Thank you so much for your time.
Have a good one.
Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Folks, that is unreal. That is unreal. I'm having a tough time wrapping my head around this one. So he helped this guy all summer with farming operations, and his thanks was the guy killed his dogs. That's just unreal. But you know, he said he was sorry about it, and he didn't realize he killed his dogs. He thought he was killing the neighbor's dog. I guess that's supposed to make it okay. What's wrong with people? Why are people so mean? Let's see what the attorney says when he talks to him. Hopefully he will.